This case study analyzes the soil pollution through lead and zinc in Kabwe, Zambia. Kabwe homes over 200,000 people. The mine started in 1904 and shut down in 1994. People whom are around the water areas are predisposed extra due to the fact the waterway does carry a lot of the contamination from the mine. Over years, it has just continued to become more and more polluted due to the fact that not much has been done so far. When you look at the effects on the environment, there's not a lot of vegetation that's able to live in this area due to the fact the soil is so contaminated. The soil has a very dusty appearance. Black Mountain is part of the old mine grounds, and it has record levels between 30,000 and 60,000 lead ppm in the area, and 1,200 would be the max ever allowed in the United States. Just to put that into perspective, the effects on animals, there are actually rats that are very underdeveloped that have been tested from this area due to the fact that they have such high lead contamination in them. So this zinc and lead has a very immense effect on the public health. Old mine workers have had tuberculosis and scoliosis due to the pollution from the soil in this area. Some adults even illegally still mine in the area just due to the fact that the economy is so bad that they will do what they need to do to survive. Women have had infertility as a result of this. Children hold, a very strong impact in this area. Children are ingesting this soil through their bodies when they're playing in it because they weren't fully aware of all of the negative impacts it could have. There have been multiple studies of children with way over the recommended amount of lead, and there's even some that the lead level is so high that it could potentially lead to death. So the question is, what's being done for this? So in 2015, the NGOs began to clean up the homes. They did about 150 homes, which was, some of the area, and they did replace the soil. So the World Bank lent the Zambian government millions of dollars in order to combat this. So some things that they have and plan would just be fencing off the contaminated area, drenching and removing the soil and replacing it with new, and then covering and regrading the dump site, and then pushing that contaminated soil away. So this actually has not been completed yet, which is something that can be a little concerning, because even though they are working and some of the money did go to human health, until we remediate the issue and kind of cut out that zinc from continuing to spread, and the lead as well, they're going to continue to have issues. Kind of what was eye-opening that I learned in this case study is just, even though America does have pollution, it can be so much worse in other areas. This is even considered to be worse than the lead and zinc in Flint, Michigan. So that was very eye-opening to me. It was also eye-opening that the level of life that these people are having to live in, because they are so at risk, and it's hard for them to live a normal life because their health is so bad as a result of this contaminated soil. That's something that I found very interesting, and that it's taken this long. What I can hope is that this money that they do have in these organizations that they're creating will help them eventually be able to remediate this issue. I think something that would really be beneficial to them is similar to the United States, like our Superfund program that's through the EPA. I think that that would really help the area of Kabwe not be so problematic in the future, and really help the people have an overall healthier lifestyle, because they are so affected. Children have lower IQ rates and things such as that, but we can just hope that Kabwe continues to move forward in 2020 is when they actually start to implement these things that they have lined up.